I used to lay awake at night, replaying every conversation, every decision, wondering if I said the wrong thing or made a mistake. It was like my mind wouldn't let me rest, caught in an endless loop of what ifs and should I haves. I'd overanalyze every word I said in meetings, every text I sent to friends, and even the tiniest choices I made during the day. It felt overwhelming, like carrying a weight I couldn't put down, and honestly, it drained my energy in ways I didn't even realize at the time. But then, something changed. I came across a Stoic principle, an ancient yet incredibly simple idea that flipped the entire script on my overthinking. It wasn't some complicated system or a life philosophy that took years to understand. It was one practical mindset shift. And once I embraced it, everything started to fall into place. The racing thoughts, they slowed down. The constant second-guessing, it began to disappear. And the exhaustion I felt from overanalyzing every little thing, it turned into a calm focus. And here's the best part, this is something you can apply in your own life, starting today. In this video, I'm going to share exactly how this practice worked for me and how you can use it to stop overthinking for good. So, stick with me, because what I'm about to share could genuinely change the way you approach not just your thoughts but your entire perspective on life. Overthinking affects us all. It creeps in when we least expect it, turning small moments into endless cycles of doubt. Maybe you've been stuck trying to make a big decision at work, replaying all the possible outcomes in your head, wondering if you'll regret the choice you make. Or maybe it's a conversation with someone you care about, a disagreement or a missed opportunity to say the right thing, that keeps replaying in your mind. Even the smallest worries, like whether you locked the door or sent the right email, can spiral into a flood of unnecessary stress and anxiety. And let's be honest, it's exhausting. You find yourself second-guessing everything, obsessing over conversations from last week, questioning if you came across the right way, or if you missed something important. No matter how much you replay it, the answers never seem to come. It's like trying to solve a puzzle that keeps changing the moment you think you've figured it out. The mental energy it takes feels endless, and instead of clarity, you're left more confused and drained than before. But what if I told you it doesn't have to be this way? Imagine being able to hit pause on that endless loop of thoughts. What if there was a way to let go of the things that weigh you down and focus on what really matters? There is a mindset so simple yet powerful that it's been practiced for centuries by some of the wisest thinkers in history. A mindset that you can start using today to free yourself from overthinking and find the peace and clarity you've been searching for. One of the most life-changing teachings I've ever come across comes from Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When I first read that, it stopped me in my tracks. It was so simple, yet so profound. It made me realize that the majority of my overthinking wasn't about the situations themselves but about my reactions to them, my obsession with trying to control things that were completely out of my hands. Things like other people's opinions, the outcomes of my decisions, or even mistakes I had made in the past. I was letting these external things dictate my internal peace. The truth is, overthinking happens when we try to control the uncontrollable. We replay conversations, trying to rewrite how someone perceived us. We imagine every possible scenario for a decision, hoping to guarantee the best outcome. But the harsh reality is, we can't control any of those things. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. They teach us to focus not on what we can't control but on what we can, our actions, our thoughts, and our mindset. That's where our true power lies. Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic philosopher and one of Rome's greatest emperors, put it beautifully when he said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Think about that for a moment. Your power isn't in controlling the chaos around you, it's in controlling how you respond to it. It's in choosing to let go of things that don't belong in your hands and focusing on the things that do. This simple yet powerful shift is at the heart of Stoicism, and it's the key to stopping overthinking in its tracks. I remember a time when I faced one of the biggest career decisions of my life. It felt like every choice carried so much weight, and I couldn't stop overanalyzing. I spent weeks replaying all the possible outcomes in my head. What if I chose wrong? What if this decision ruined my future? The pressure was overwhelming, and no matter how much I tried to plan for every scenario, I just couldn't find peace. Then, in a moment of clarity, I stopped and asked myself one simple question: what's within my control here? The answer hit me like a wake-up call. The only things I could truly control were my preparation and my attitude. That's it. Everything else, the opinions of others, the results of my choice, the uncertainty of the future, was completely out of my hands. The moment I let go of trying to control those things, I found clarity. It wasn't instant, but it was like a weight had been lifted. For the first time in weeks, I could breathe again. And this idea isn't just about big decisions. It applies to everyday situations too. Think about traffic. We've all been stuck there, staring at the clock, feeling the frustration build. You can't control the cars around you or the unexpected delays, but you can control how you use that time. Instead of stressing, I started to see traffic as an opportunity. I'd put on an audiobook, listen to a podcast, or even just take a moment to reflect on my day. That simple shift in mindset transformed what used to be a stressful experience into something productive, even peaceful. It's a small change, but it makes a huge difference. The moment I stopped wasting energy on things outside my control, everything felt lighter. I realized how much of my mental exhaustion came from trying to manage things that were never mine to manage in the first place. By focusing only on what I could control, I freed up space in my mind and energy in my life for things that actually mattered. It's a practice, but one that becomes easier every time you choose to let go of what's beyond your reach. Here are some daily practical steps you need to start from now. Step 1. Ask yourself the control question. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, take a step back and ask yourself one straightforward but powerful question. Is this within my control? It's amazing how much clarity this single question can bring. When you break it down, so many of the things we stress over, other people's opinions, the outcomes of situations, or even events that haven't happened yet, are completely outside of our control. Yet, we pour so much mental energy into trying to change them. Here are some daily practical steps you need to start from now. Step 1. Ask yourself the control question. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, take a step back and ask yourself one straightforward but powerful question. Is this within my control? It's amazing how much clarity this single question can bring. When you break it down, so many of the things we stress over, other people's opinions, the outcomes of situations, or even events that haven't happened yet, are completely outside of our control. Yet, we pour so much mental energy into trying to change them. Here's a simple habit to help you put this into practice. Each morning, take a moment to write down just one thing that's been weighing on your mind. It could be a worry about work, a personal conflict, or even something as small as an upcoming deadline. Then, really look at it and ask yourself, can I do something about this? Is this within my control? If the answer is yes, write down one action you can take to address it. It doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's sending an email, having a conversation, or making a decision. Just take that one step. But if the answer is no, if it's something like someone else's opinion or an unpredictable outcome, draw a big, bold line through it. Physically crossing it out is such a powerful act. It's like telling your mind, I'm done carrying this. This habit might seem small, but it's incredibly freeing. It trains your brain to focus only on the things you can influence and to let go of everything else. And the more you practice it, the more natural it becomes. You'll start catching yourself in moments of stress, pausing to ask, is this mine to control? And redirecting your energy toward what truly matters. It's a shift that can transform the way you approach not just your worries, but your entire mindset. Step 2. Reframe your perspective. Take a page from Marcus Aurelius and practice the art of reframing your perspective. Life will always throw challenges your way, unexpected delays, difficult people, or situations that feel completely unfair. It's easy to get caught up in frustration or self-pity, but reframing allows you to take control of how you see these moments. Instead of defaulting to thoughts like, this is so unfair, shift your mindset and ask yourself, how can I grow from this? Let's look at an example. Imagine you're dealing with a frustrating coworker who constantly criticizes your work. Instead of letting their behavior irritate you or questioning your abilities, reframe the situation. Ask yourself, what can I learn here? How can I use this to improve my communication or build my resilience? Maybe this is an opportunity to strengthen your patience or practice setting boundaries. Instead of seeing their criticism as a personal attack, view it as a test of your ability to stay calm and focused. Or think about being stuck in traffic. The initial reaction might be anger or stress. Why is this happening to me? I'm going to be late. But what if you reframe it? Instead of focusing on what you can't control, the cars, the clock, the congestion, you could use that time productively. Listen to an audiobook, reflect on your day, or simply take a moment to breathe and center yourself. Suddenly, that stressful situation becomes a pocket of time for growth or mindfulness. Reframing doesn't erase the difficulty of a situation, but it shifts the power dynamic. Instead of being at the mercy of life's challenges, you're actively shaping how those moments impact you. It's not about pretending everything is great. It's about finding meaning and purpose, even in the hard stuff. Over time, this practice rewires your brain to approach challenges with curiosity and strength rather than frustration or defeat. And the best part? It puts you back in control, no matter what life throws at you. Step 3. Practice gratitude. Every evening, take a few quiet moments for yourself and write down 3 things you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be anything big or extraordinary. It could be something as simple as enjoying a good cup of coffee, hearing your favorite song on the radio, or having a meaningful conversation with a friend. The point is to shift your focus from what's going wrong or what you're worried about, to what's going right, no matter how small it may seem. Gratitude is such a powerful practice because it rewires your brain to notice the positives in your life. When you're caught up in overthinking, your mind tends to zoom in on everything that's wrong, what you could have done differently, what might go wrong tomorrow, or what you think is missing. But when you take the time to actively acknowledge the good, even if it's just a tiny moment of peace in an otherwise chaotic day, you're training your mind to see the world differently. This habit is simple, but the impact is profound. Over time, you'll start to notice how your perspective naturally shifts. Instead of ending your day feeling overwhelmed by worries or regrets, you'll end it feeling grounded and appreciative. And the best part? Gratitude has a ripple effect. The more you focus on the good in your life, the more good you'll start to see, not just in your circumstances, but in yourself and the people around you. So tonight, grab a notebook or even just your phone, and try it. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. They can be big, small, or somewhere in between. Do it consistently, and watch how this simple practice begins to transform not just your evenings, but your entire outlook on life. Step 4. Meditate on mortality. Take a moment to reflect on the Stoic idea of Memento Mori, a practice of remembering that life is finite. At first, it might sound a little unsettling, but it's not meant to scare you. Instead, it's a powerful reminder to focus on what truly matters. When you acknowledge that your time is limited, the things that don't really deserve your energy, worries, overthinking, trivial concerns, start to fade into the background. Think about this. How often do we spend our days caught up in things that, in the grand scheme of life, don't matter? We stress over minor inconveniences, replay awkward conversations, or obsess over what someone might think about us. But when you pause to consider the reality that none of us are here forever, it puts those things into perspective. Suddenly, the little worries lose their power, and what's important becomes crystal clear. Here's how you can practice this. Take a quiet moment each day, maybe in the morning as you prepare for the day ahead or in the evening as you wind down. Reflect on how precious this time is. Ask yourself, if today were my last day, how would I want to spend it? Would I let small anxieties dominate my thoughts, or would I focus on being present, kind, and intentional? This isn't about being morbid, it's about embracing life fully and making choices that align with what truly matters. Marcus Aurelius captured this perfectly when he wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." When you carry this mindset, you begin to let go of the insignificant distractions that clutter your mind. You stop overthinking things that won't matter in a week, a month, or a year, and you redirect your energy toward what does, your relationships, your growth, your passions. Memento Mori isn't about fearing the end, it's about valuing the now. It's a wake-up call to live a life that reflects your deepest priorities, to approach each day with purpose, and to let go of anything that doesn't serve that vision. When you meditate on mortality, you gain clarity, gratitude, and a sharper focus on the things that make life truly meaningful. Step 5. Use visual reminders. Write down a Stoic quote that truly resonates with you, something that speaks to where you are in your life, and place it somewhere you'll see every day. It could be on your bathroom mirror, your desk, your phone's lock screen, or even a sticky note on your fridge. This simple act creates a constant visual reminder of the mindset you want to embrace and the focus you want to maintain. For me, the quote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength by Marcus Aurelius has been a game changer. Every morning, I see those words, and they help ground me. They remind me that no matter what chaos or uncertainty the day might bring, my strength lies in my ability to control my thoughts, my actions, and my attitude. It's such a small thing, but seeing that quote daily sets the tone for how I approach challenges and decisions. Visual reminders like this are powerful because they keep you anchored to your principles. Life gets busy, distractions are everywhere, and it's easy to slip back into old patterns of overthinking or worrying about things beyond your control. But when you have that quote in front of you, a daily nudge from a Stoic thinker, it brings you back to center. It's like having a personal coach quietly reminding you to stay focused on what matters. Find a quote that resonates with you. Maybe it's something like, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one," or first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Choose one that speaks to your heart, and let it be a daily companion, a visual cue to pause, reflect, and stay aligned with the Stoic mindset. Over time, you'll notice how these small reminders influence your thoughts, decisions, and ultimately, the way you live your life. What's one worry you've been holding onto that's completely out of your control? Take a moment to think about it. Maybe it's someone else's opinion of you, a past mistake you can't change, or a situation that feels uncertain. Now, imagine what it would feel like to let that worry go. How much lighter would your day become? How much more energy would you have to focus on things that actually matter? Reflect on that, because the act of letting go isn't about giving up. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of what doesn't belong to you. And remember, you're not alone in this. Overthinking is a habit, and like any habit, it can be unlearned. It doesn't happen overnight, and that's okay. What matters is taking small, intentional steps every day. Even the tiniest shift in your perspective can create a ripple effect, leading to greater clarity and peace over time. Every step counts, no matter how small it may seem in the moment. Let's quickly recap the principles we've explored today. First, focus only on what you can control. Second, reframe your challenges and see them as opportunities to grow. Third, practice gratitude daily. It's a simple but powerful way to shift your mindset. Fourth, remember Memento Mori, and let the knowledge of life's brevity guide you toward what truly matters. Finally, keep visual reminders of Stoic wisdom to ground yourself and stay aligned with your goals. These steps transformed my mindset. They gave me peace, clarity, and the ability to move forward without fear of what I couldn't control. I'm sharing them with you because I know they can do the same for you. You have the power to break free from overthinking, one small step at a time. It's a journey, but it's one worth taking, and I'm here to remind you that you don't have to take it alone. What's one Stoic habit you're excited to try? Is it focusing only on what you can control, reframing challenges, or maybe practicing gratitude? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts and how you plan to apply these principles in your life. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more practical Stoic advice. Together, we can build a mindset that leads to clarity, strength, and peace. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.